War. There's a lot of it going on out there. But one highly impactful yet under-discussed war is the war against competence. The war on expertise, on intellectualism. We have a society where the majority of people think scientists and doctors who have studied for decades and dedicated their entire lives to these fields don't actually know what they're talking about. But the guy on YouTube who did his own research that morning before breakfast is a credible expert. He has a podcast. Of course he knows what he's talking about. That's how we end up with people like Bobby Kennedy Jr., who has no medical background whatsoever, as the head of Health and Human Services. Well, to be fair, he does study raccoon penises in his free time, so maybe he does know better than everyone else. When's the last time you studied a raccoon penis? This is how we get a vice president who says that professors are the enemy. Because professors challenge your thinking. They ask you to question your firmly held beliefs and look at the evidence before making a decision. But you can't have that in the anti-intellectualism movement. Every teacher has had a student like J.D. Vance. A student who thinks he knows better than the teacher, than the experts. Even though he hasn't studied or done any of the reading or even really thought about the topic much at all. He knows better. And he's not afraid to tell you he knows better either. He's going to tell everyone, no matter how wrong he is. J.D. Vance converted to Catholicism during the first Trump administration 7 years ago. But he's going to school the Pope on matters of theology. I don't care how you feel about Catholics or the Pope, but just think about the audacity of thinking he knows more than the Pope about Catholic theology. That's like J.D. Vance thinking he knows more than his mom about matters of methamphetamine abuse. You don't know about the topic as much as that person knows, J.D. If this was a couch fucking seminar, I would want you to be the keynote speaker, but this is not a couch fucking seminar. It's things like this that really make you understand why J.D. Vance's mom wanted to trade him for drugs. Drugs make you feel good. J.D. gives you the ick. Just an awful, awful aura. And he's literally the least experienced vice president in history, which makes sense because he's serving the least experienced and just absolutely dumbest president in history. But the saddest part is, despite these anti-intellectuals and their consistent wrongness, millions of people believe them. Because for so many people, all it really takes is sounding confident. And these dumb motherfuckers speak their ignorance with their entire chest. I'll give them that much.